heavy microphone. I believe there's two huge digital opportunities. One is around integration, as you say, and just look at where do your customers get the information and process it best, and just cover those channels. And social media should be part of the mix, but you should evaluate it alongside the traditional means. And then, yeah, I agree that there's still a huge potential to catch up on 1.0. Especially search engine optimization, and I would even make it more specific, clinical trial recruitment, and search engine optimization, huge missed opportunity.
John, I know you've got an opinion on this. What do you think? More reminder ads? I know those are your favorite, right?
Well, I don't know. I just got an iPod Touch here, and I'm really getting into the apps, and I think they're pretty cool. And I don't know if maybe it only has 26% in the market, but I think that's something that maybe pharma companies could do more with, and not just reaching physicians, but you know, there are apps, for example, how to locate you know, flu outbreaks in your area. I know that pharma likes to do the asthma or seasonal allergy maps on their websites. They could do those apps on the iPhone, I think, because people are not going to be using their notebook computers that much in the future. And if I'm any indication, I mean, I just started using this. I never experienced this before, and I think it's, you know, it's very interesting.
I would have never, ever guessed that for your answer. It's good, though. All right. Who's volunteering? Not all at once, please. There's plenty of room for everyone.
Do you think that this will drive more product sales? It's all very good, this sort of nice new marketing tool. Will it actually drive any volume?
What marketing tactics specifically? Are you talking social media?
Yeah, social media, apps, the whole lot.
Sure.
Do you think cars drive any volume? Yeah. Does the use of the automobile help drive prescription volume?
I don't either, so he's going somewhere with it, though.
I'm sure he's going to explain.
He's a riddle.
Right.
Sure.
Justify the need to actually invest a significant funds
Correct.
into this whole thing. And
at one point, somebody had to justify the use of automobiles.
I
But that no longer
yeah.
occurs.
No, I understand.
Nobody asks the ROI of cell phones anymore.
I understand
or
that.
computers. Social media is going to be the same thing. And you can't say there's an ROI to social media as some big entity.
Yeah.
Social media is simply the networked communications that are evolving that we're all going to be doing and living and breathing. It's the air that we're going to breathe and that we're already breathing. So there is no ROI on air, or there is no ROI question anymore on should people have cell phones. It will be the same thing with should we be using social networking. It's just simply going to be there. And it's a matter of
being in the market then. It's merely a cost of entry into the market. You just have to have a social media presence.
You have to, yeah. I mean, I think it's irresponsible for any company, let alone a brand, but especially a company at first, to not have the commitment to simply be present out in the networked world. It's like, I'm sorry, we're not going to use computers here. We're going to use typewriters. Yeah. It's that basic. Now, you can talk about ROI when you get to specific tactics, but whether you even think about being involved in social media, I don't think we should even be asking that question. It's just, it needs to be assumed at this point. I realize people are asking that question, but in 5 years, we'll laugh at the idea that we ever asked that question.
Okay. Thank you.
I also think, I mean, first, the ROI on social media has held up to a lot of standards, because if you take a lot of your initiatives today, you sort of believe in that ROI, or you believe in that KPI, but quite frankly, the last time I checked the sales rep KPI sheet, You know, was I 100% convinced that the extra visit would drive point not sales? I don't know. Do I believe that better information to patients at the right time will make them take their treatment better? Yeah. That I have more of a comfort level with than the extra sales rep visit. But that's me. Your senior manager might still feel different about that, so they need to be educated about social media. Investment, you said, oh, you know, there's huge investments. Why? Why is there huge investment in going into social media? Yeah, if you want to set up, you know, the competitor side to patients like me, you have to invest a lot of funds. But if you want to engage with patients online, investments are not huge, shouldn't be. But it's an internal mind shift, and that takes a lot of resources.
So is the question more on, should we be doing it, or how do we measure it? Or both?
I'm being announced now.
Somebody's playing my song.
I'm being announced. I don't have any issues with the fact that we can't measure it, and I sort of accept that this needs to be done. It's the how much money and how much of resources do we throw at this a great big and new shiny issue.
Yeah, but that's exactly what, I mean, you need to have a specific initiative, and you need to say, for that population of patients, is social media a channel that I can effectively reach them at? You just got a prize for asking so many questions.
Good ones, too.
And once you have answered that question with yes, then I would just start a pilot on both. Use traditional media and use social media, have them alongside, do that pilot, and see what's more effective, and then you do have an ROI. But out of comparison you won't. But hey, that campaign on YouTube versus that campaign on TV, I'm sure you can beat it, you know?
You might also be able to look at some ways to take some kind of existing infrastructure and expand that into social media without a huge investment, such as your customer support services, your patient support services. If they're, I know some services aren't even on email yet, and they're getting there. But consider taking those baby steps to get potentially some of your existing internal infrastructure involved in social media, and see the results, and hopefully that will kind of help build the excitement and help those above you who are asking those tough questions about ROI see that potential.
So I believe it or not, I had a discussion with a client about whether we could replace faxes by email the other day to notify people from their website. So I think there's a huge potential there, I agree.
And the other thing to bear in mind is that how many billions of dollars do pharmaceutical companies throw at their development pipeline for new drugs? And what's the certainty of the return year by year on those billions of dollars? Pharma's doing this already. You're investing in new things and speculating and hoping and taking risks and letting things evolve at a very high price tag when it comes to new drug development. Well, the price tag for getting involved in network communications in a more vigorous way is absolutely minuscule compared to the big roll of the dice of the investment in new drug development. So I cannot buy into the idea that it's some hugely expensive thing that pharma needs to be afraid of, because they've been doing this for years.